everybody, I am Moldy West, and this is Hollow Knight Silksong once again. In the last episode, we climbed our way through the coral chambers and made our way here to Songclave. So, yeah, got ourselves a nice little town forming here. And there was also some business involving a missing merchant down in those coral chambers. Also, this guy here. He's a kind of a pain in the ass, but excellent source of money if you're good enough at killing him, which I usually am, but I've demonstrated an extreme lack of skill just a moment ago. Anyway, sometimes they drop little bits of silk that you can pick up after you kill them. There's a nice, heavy supply of these dudes in here. How do you like getting parried, stupid? I seen you doing some parries of your own. I got some too, bitch. Anyway, that's 32 rosaries out of just one of those dudes. And there's like 4 or 5 of them in here. Up above, I cannot go. But if I were to drop down below, there's this door opened, and there's a spike in my ass. Well, down we go! You're able to dash downward, which is something that I didn't figure out until I was racing a certain individual somewhere in Act 3 of the game. Whee! And there, don't you put your guard up like that. Ouch. Now I bounce upon your head. Give me your weapon. You certainly ain't using it. That is one fine pin. How many more of those do I need? I got 1. I need 12. Well, we're about to be piling up corpses in the name of finding weapons for the people of Songclave to defend themselves. And there's another one. I'm not even certain if those pins are guaranteed to drop from pin-wielding enemies. I have distinct memories of killing some of them in search of those pins, only for them to not drop pins. And then there were some cases where those pins fell into the spikes and just got immediately destroyed, which is incredibly unfortunate. But that's just the way the world works sometimes. Oh yeah, here's our bellway. That guy's dead. And you are open, or at least you will be in just a moment. And this thing is another Ventrica point. And so that connects Songclave to this bellway. Now get your ass on out here, Bell Beast. We need to pop back over to Greymore real quick and tell New the good news that we filled in her notebook with 100 different kinds of dudes. And if I can just... yeah, you're like directly above me. That's where that place is. Yo, I filled your book.
Husband?
No, I've completed your request, recording many creatures of Farloom in the journal. Ooh, Mama, look here at the marvelous beasts and bugs, all listed so beautifully. Miss Grown-Up, so many creatures now you have cut and beat and smashed. Their essence linger on you, their scents mixing with your own. Oh, Ma, Nu simply must sample it for herself. What are you doing? You're getting slapped is what you're doing. Ooh, the forbidden taste. No understands, Ma. To sup on such a fierce predator's juices would be divine, but is not right to do. Such behavior is unfriendly. News wish to see many fine beasts, though. Miss Grown-Up, you have surely granted it. All of News thanks goes to you. Well, that's taken care of. And we got to slap somebody in the process.
Noo's wish is granted, but Miss Grown-Up will continue cutting creatures and adding them to our journal, of course?
That's fine.
I will. Knowing a creature's form and habits is an advantage that can decide the outcome of a battle. Recording these details is worth the effort. Oh, yes, it's very much worth it. Noo hopes you will share your new learnings with her often. And take a gift to help with your hunting, Miss Grown-Up. Noo will add a pocket to your tool pouch for the bringing of many tools on your hunts.
Well, more tools for me, and that ups the limit on the boomerangs I can carry, and I think it also ups my shell shard limit. Yep, I can now hold 600 of those. Well, now that's taken care of. It is time to keep on going through here. Maybe we'll find that merchant we're looking for. Or maybe I'll get myself hurt on this dude's head. Not sure how simply touching your head hurts me bad enough to take 2 masks of my health. But I've seen weirder things happen. Things weirder than gravely injuring myself simply by touching one's head. Granted, not many things are weirder than that, but it is incredibly possible for such weirdness to exist. Now die in 1,000 burning agony sun deaths. That's what you deserve. And we are not dropping down this time. I mean, we probably should drop down if we were to find that merchant, but there's things to be found off to the left. Something needing to be done, and that is not getting smacked upside the head with this dude's giant weapon, which appears to be the bow used for a violin or some other such string instrument. Now, up. Ouch. I should have jumped instead of turning my cheeks to be spanked with that. I also should have sat at the bench up in Songclave. That would have been the right thing to do. Now, where did you put my cocoon, son? There it is. You're hiding it back there. At least I am amassing a fuck ton of rosaries by smacking the hell out of all these dudes. Now, smack the ground. There you are. There we go. Revenging is mine. And inside this room is a boss fight that I think might go a bit differently than it did for me the first time I played this game, seeing how I released the Green Prince before now. If you remember what he looked like, you might notice a similarity between him and these two vibrating mechanisms. Cogwork dancers. These dudes ain't so bad. They very heavily telegraph their moves, and I just need to not carelessly dash into them like I just did. There you go. And, alright. Now, into the corners you go. And, there you are. Okay, just keep on smacking the hell out of them. That's all you gotta do. Smack them until they stop living. There, and there's your ass. Uh-oh. Don't get hit by that. Haha, stupid. Can I hit this one? No, no hitties. They just jump back into their little alcoves. Oh boy. One thing I've learned after having redone this fight that is a lot easier than it that I should not have had any problems with is that attacking the guy on the left most of the time seems to be the effective strategy here, and not jumping into the middle like that. The problem I had before is I was going after the guy on the right, and I ended up in a position where I wasn't able to dodge an incoming attack because of my positioning. Alright, now, they crossing the streams! And ouchies. Ow, double pain. Okay, healed. Oh, not over there. And Into the corners you go. Ah, stupid. But now you're gonna get faster and more dangerous. And also a little out of sync. That's where things start getting dangerous. And ow. Yep, he's going up. And alright, now's my chance to swat your little robo butt. And there we go. Uh-oh. Okay. Now your ass is grass, and soon it will be cut. And there you go. Oh, don't you dash at me, mister. Alright. Uh-oh. No, don't you dare. I say, don't you dare. Yeah, you both go into the middle. That's better. And you are coming this way. And yep, there you go. That's better. Yeesh. And no, sir, not today. Yep. Find the little safe spot. There goes that one. I broke ya. I fucking broke ya, mister. How about that? Your friend is dead. You feeling good about that? Maybe you shouldn't have attacked me. That's what you get, you cogwork bastards. Whack. Hit that ground. And now that it's only you and you don't have somebody who's all out of sync, you're dead. I probably should have let him jump into the middle like that, though. Instead of doing the big swishity-swashity, he would have just been like, aww. It's what he gets for being a robot who tried to kill me. Anyway, they both dead, and I kind of thought the Green Prince would show up. He does have lore connections to the Cogwork dancers, which will be revealed when we find him off to the left whenever he decides to spawn in. Pilgrim of Farloom Eternal, you rare chosen who hath ascended to this final threshold, listen to our wish. Deliver it that you may rise above and see your pilgrimage end. We would hear the song of the architects at the core of our citadel. They who sustain our realm, its walls, its floors, and its voice, even as others fall silent. We would hear the voice of the keepers within their grand vaults, they who guard our history, our prayers, and our secrets across the ages. We would hear the melody of the conductors high in their gleaming towers. They bring the heaviest mantle, who would guide our land ever on to greatness. Pilgrim of Farloom Eternal, regale us with our threefold song, that you may rise above and worship before our kingdom's divine heart. And so, we have a new objective, and no map for this particular area. And here we are right back in the Coral Chambers. This room where we fought those Cogwork dancers is a different area entirely. And so, we go down into this area here. Oh look, there's bits of the dancer, Cogwork core. Bench! I do need city time. Come on, turn that wheel. There we go. The bench is formed, it's got a nice little light on it. And mayhaps there's a map up here. There's this thing. Button. What did that do? Cogwork core map. Yep, that's the map, alright. And up above, we've got one of those pieces of the threefold song. And there's also one over there to the left, and one down there to the right. That's the one we need that surgeon's key for, that medical key. There was that lock that we could not open. Hey, don't you swing at me with all your rapidly flailing limbs. And you've got spikes on your back. Extendable spikes. You also got a sword in your ass. So, let me take a look at this map. Yeah, if we go further down, we'll find ourselves a way that connects us to that rotating hallway that we seen earlier. And that'll allow us more access to different areas of the coral chambers. And it took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out how to actually get there, because I just didn't think to drop down in the Cogwork Dancer's boss room. I went and got all the other 2 parts of the threefold song, and I was like, how the fuck do I get to that third piece? And yeah, I dropped down a little too far to reach that platform right here. Or, nope, I can just bounce off the gears. Hey, keep your steam out of my face. Ow, you didn't keep your steam out of my face. How dare you disrespect my wishes like that? Now you die, you steam-blasted bastard. And boing. I need to wait for you to go down, and now we clear. And this way takes us not to where I was initially thinking of going. Well, let's open the door. This door takes a long time to open, and you sure don't want me opening it, now do you? Ow! You are very bulky and very bouncy. Alright, give me back my shit. Big bouncy boys coming out for another round. And I'm not gonna get double bounced by you this time. And you also spit out little things that turn into saw blades. Ouch. And that one just happened to hit me directly. Well, there you go. That dude's nice and easy if you don't go panic dodging. You just gotta hold your ground and watch carefully where he bounces. And now that door's open. And a couple of little bastards in here. Very swingy they are with their little claws. There you go. Nice and dead. Ow, my face. Quit carving holes in my face. It's got enough scars as it is. Don't need no more than that. But we can go down a bit lower, which we will do in the next episode, because I'm all out of time for this one. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.